The Carbon DRV. So this is the drive. This is Carbon's first hopper. Really, I would say Carbon's second big product. I mean, they've made a lot of like soft goods in the past. You know, obviously their pack was the first thing they came out with. Then they released the Carbon Zero Pro, their mask, and now we have their second big thing, the Carbon Drive, DRV Drive. And you get in there a cheap box, which is good. I don't like, you know, I don't know. Companies that spend a lot of money on the packaging, it's just kind of crazy to me. You do get a very nice case right there. Zipper's closed. Very nice case. And you know what I noticed as well when I started kind of dicking around with this area is this is like just really thick freaking like mesh. Maybe not thick, but just like, I don't know. It's just not really cheap. USB-C cable because it does charge via USB-C. You get a lid because it does come pre-installed, obviously, with the speed feed on there. Maybe this goes in the other way. I don't know. It goes in there. There's your hopper. And I don't know if I said these things are $300 as well. Let's put that in there. Just throw it over there. Carbon Drive. So, this thing, I would say that, I don't know, let's just take it apart. So taking it apart, you push right here. You can kind of see that there's those buttons right there. This one's actually totally doesn't do anything. You push that in. Let's do that again. Push, and it just opens. Pretty much just like every hopper. There is a little bit of a hook though. You can kind of see that hook in there that we're pushing out of the way that's grabbing, you know, something inside there. Drive. To remove the tray, you can just pull up on it, right? That tray just does kind of, you know, come out. I noticed that they actually put a little indentation, like cutout right there, so the tray actually slots through, so you can kind of push it up to get it out. And that's the first time that's ever happened. I don't know. And it does just come out. You can actually remove more as well. So this whole entire bottom section is magnetic as well. It comes off. I'm always scared I'm gonna break it because the magnets are so strong. I'm scared I'm gonna like crack it in half or something. So it just kind of goes on. Comes right off. So you can remove this whole entire bottom section just really easily. Then that, like, I don't know, I guess it's not a cone. The Virtue Hoppers would call it a cone. We'll say like the propellers or the impellers are also magnetic and they just go back on. I would say the huge separating factor with this is probably going to be two things, right? We'll talk about this whole back section really quickly. It's also extremely fast. You can hear me press the button just because you can hear the feedback on the button and just how fast the actual hopper turns on. I mean, it's literally like instantaneous. It starts spinning. Like right away. It's just on right away. That's cool. I like that because, I don't know, I feel like my Spire, I turn it on and yeah, you have to wait a whole 3 seconds or 2 seconds. It's not crazy, but I really do like that instant on. And the whole point of, I'm going to stick my finger in there. Messing with something. Anyway, so the whole point of this, so I can definitely, it's just hard to freaking hold this thing like this. There we go. So The whole point really of this back screen, let me see, I can actually zoom in a little bit. You're going to get a few things, right? You get the timer, and obviously you can see that timer right there. That's at 10 seconds, 10 minutes and 10 seconds. You can obviously change the timer. If I hit that button right there, or hold that button down, I should say, you can scroll through the menus, so I can change the color if I want, just how the thing looks. So it was set at blue. Let's just change it to orange. And you can change the force settings as well. So right now it's in force 5. So that means it's going to, it's so hard to see. You can't actually even see. I wasn't looking. It's all blown out. But that's me changing settings. Let's just go back. I changed it to orange. But you can see right on there, we have that force setting. We have battery levels at 75%. It tells us the voltage right next to it. And then that's just that menu in the corner. So this thing, how does this work? You know what I really have kind of come to the conclusion of is they've really kind of made a Halo. So the original Halo worked very, very similar to this. And the current Halo also works kind of similar as well. So, right, when we turn it on, it's going, right? And it does have eyes. We can actually see that they're using those kind of laser infrared eyes or whatever. And if we put our finger in there, you know, it's going to start spinning faster and whatever. But what it also is going to do is wind up. So you can see how when I put my finger, like I'm putting my finger in the feed neck to detect or act like a paintball's in there. But if I also stop it and act like there's that paintball in the stack, you can see how it unwinds really fast. And you can see how the motor continues to spin inside there because it's winding up a spring. And then as soon as I let go, it lets that spring go. Right? You can see that it has that like spring tension right there. So that's exactly the old way that the Halo used to work, the original Halo Bs. The current version of the Halo 2, does work a little bit differently. The original Halo also used gears, and we can kind of see these have a bunch of gears. You can see all the gears kind of in there. There's more gears on the bottom of this thing. The original Halo also used gears, but that was quite some time ago. I mean, the original Halo came out in 2003 or 2 or 2001, I think. A very long time ago. So the quality and just manufacturing in general has improved quite a bit. So what that's going to do is that spring tension, being able to have like that tension on the stack like that, allows for that first like paintball when it wants to feed. It's really just gonna whip those paintballs in there. It's really gonna just force them in there rather than having to rely on the motor spinning back up. You know, like say a Spire, when it feeds, it just sits there, and then when it wants to start feeding again, it has to spin the motor back up. Whereas this relies a little bit on that spring tension and that, like, I don't know, kinetic energy? No, something like that is stored in there, so it's able to make the thing feed fast and also increasing that motor. Chris in the chat says, is it going to force feed then? Yep, 100%. So this is a force-fed hopper. So just like that original Halo, it is force-fed because it's like forcing those paintballs in there in a way. It's not like agitating or just kind of like knocking them in there, kind of like the Spire will. It is definitely heavy though. I mean, it's something you can definitely feel. There's a lot of electronics in here, right? There's this big battery up front. You're going to get about 30,000 shots off that battery that recharges via USB-C right there. There's a mini USB port right there to change like firmware and stuff on the hopper. Made very, very well. I did notice this motor is kind of big. It's a little bit bigger than some of the other hoppers. Super well constructed, just like we kind of would come to expect really from all of the Carbon products. I'm kind of worried about that little dealio. That kind of helps funnel the paintballs in and like down the tube, down that feed tube. I don't know though, it might not really matter if that piece is completely gone. It might still even work perfectly fine. A couple other things I kind of like. I really liked how it kind of is held in place. So rather than this tray just like sit in the tray and you close the, or I should say this tray, rather than this tray just sit inside the shell of the loader and it just kind of wedges in there. I like how it sticks out the side a little bit, right? So that's going to make it so that it's literally impossible for it to move because it's kind of getting smashed right in the sides of the actual shells of the hopper. I like that. So one thing we're kind of always worried about is these magnetic trays just kind of flopping around, but it's impossible really because it's kind of held in place right there. I don't like the way it looks. I'm not like a huge fan of the way it looks. It looks like those droids from like those freaking something from Star Wars. I don't know. It does have an aluminum feed neck. You can see that that's kind of why it's designed right there. There are some screws on the inside that actually are holding it in place, which is kind of cool. That's going to make it feel a little bit more secure on the gun. What else do I have on here? Holds 200. Yeah. The screen actually doesn't look bad. Let me oh man, I was really hoping it would like stop feeding when it did that. Let's see if like I can. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, never mind. I was gonna try to like operate the like camera without looking at it completely, and I don't know what I'm doing. Carbon drive. Yeah, it's not bad. It seems really cool. Speed feed loads fine. And you obviously kind of get the speed feed off or open the lid and stuff just like all the other hoppers, really. The carbon drive. But it is $300, so for sure. But I do think it might be one of the fastest hoppers out there. I mean, there's some videos online. There's that one video somewhere of an Ego shooting 38 balls a second, though, so that's kind of cool. I'd put the Halo and the R2. The Halo 2's really fast. The R2's really fast. Look at that, we got a scale right there. So both of these have batteries in this. These have the 3 AA's. I don't know what kind of AA's, but they're in there. There's a battery, obviously, in that. Here's my Spire 3 with the N-Charge battery. It's actually, I don't know what units you guys like. I personally prefer grams. We'll go to pounds and ounces. 1 pound, 1 ounce. 1 pound, 1.7 ounces. That's going to be heavy. 1 pound, 4.3. 1 pound, 5.8. So that's your heaviest hopper, guys. There's no question that's the heaviest hopper you can buy. Here's a Halo 2. This also has batteries in it. This takes 4 AA's. Still lighter. Isn't that crazy? Halo 2. Whoop. But I mean, it's not that crazy, you know, like, I mean, it's definitely noticeably heavier. For sure than the Spire. How about this? There's no batteries in this, though. The Sonic. Almost under a pound. A pound and half an ounce. Here's a TFX3. This has a built-in battery, so... Oh, wow. No, there you go. Oh, maybe this is even lighter then. Shit, it was like leaning on there. Oh, definitely. 12 pounds, 12 ounces. 12 ounces and a half. What else do we got? This one's heavy. The Speedster. Oh, Jesus. And how about a control? But this doesn't have, there's no lid on that. There's a battery in this too, I think. There's a battery in that. There's no lid though. Yeah, it's lighter than that. No, well this is heavier. It's got to put a lid on it. I don't know. There's nothing else in here. How about the JT Revolution? This doesn't have batteries. Ooh. 11 ounces. How about the VMech? Ooh, 1 pound even. That's all the hoppers. I don't know what we're doing. We're just weighing hoppers. What do you guys think about? What do you think about the carbon drive hopper? The carbon drive hopper. I think it's kind of funny. They put like all these little things on it. Like right there, it says like these little design things. See how it says like right there? 625 nanometers. That's like the wavelength of the like freaking eyes or whatever. Force fed adjustments. They put like, what's on this side? USB-C, and that's the battery size, right? I think that's like big vape batteries. Carbon drive, it's just expensive, but it's very nice. It's a very nice hopper. I'm trying to figure out how to get back to you guys here. Now I got all these hoppers all over the place. Oh, yeah, if you want to win, if you would like to win yourself one of these hoppers, you can become a channel member. If you are a channel member on here, next live stream, I'm going to give this thing away. The brand new OLED screen hopper. Channel members, you're going to get early access to videos like, goddamn, like any day now, there's going to be a Planet Eclipse excessive video for channel members, as well as a follow-up, kind of like director's commentary members only exclusive video. But if you want to be a member, it's pretty easy. Follow that link right there. And then next live stream, you will be entered to win the Carbon Drive Hopper.